Okay. Okay. Where are we at?
We are.
Not here. Wow. What is
No,
going
you
on?
got the wrong thing at the
What?
bottom. Go up.
I'm
You get,
up.
okay, right down there underneath.
Uh-huh.
No,
What?
the what goes across the bottom, the
What about it?
gray, the
Oh
format.
yeah. Okay. I'm just
Yeah.
like totally out of pocket. There we go. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, that's just a sign that you need to be doing this.
Yes.
That's all that is, a sign to
Yes.
be doing this. We need to find out why it's saying the wrong saying right now up on our site. We're live, but we are going live with something that is not true. Medicine Divine, that is not what that is.
No,
That's not what it should be.
no. It should be divide. Is anyway. It's on the page where you put in the
Yeah,
topic.
exactly.
So if you go back to that page,
I'm trying to do that right
yeah,
now.
it's in two parts.
No, taking the journey here.
Yeah.
Let me go back here, edit that. Oh, I didn't do that. I kept the old one.
No, that is the right one.
No,
Okay.
no. Your C, when it was created right here, edit, it says right there, Black Love is medicine healing divine. The description came out. It's
Yeah.
medicine healing divine.
Yeah. So Black
But-
Love needs to be down there.
Yeah, it looks like so, because for some reason it says is medicine healing the divine.
Divide.
That's the
Yes.
description.
Yes.
And I don't know why the actual title itself didn't go up there.
Yeah,
Isn't
why-
that something?
Yeah, you would think that the whole thing would be up there together.
Well, I know I split the two like usual, but the
Mhm.
title is the title, and that title
Yes.
should be up there, but it's not. Anyway,
So just so you know, I am Zare,
Mhm.
and this is Aymar, and we are taking the journey together. And our topic today is Black Love is Medicine, Healing the Divide. And so that's what it should be reading, and that's what he's trying to fix. And so, but just know that we are talking about healing the divide in relationships today. So we are taking the journey together, and we are happy to be here,
Mhm.
and just really looking forward to doing something, saying something that is going to touch everybody. So in the meantime, while he's doing what he's doing, I am going to go ahead and read our belief statement.
yes.
For those of you who have not heard it before, and those of you who have heard it, maybe you should memorize it by now, but here we go. We are going to relate. It doesn't matter what our mother, father, sister, brother, or even what Jesus says, we are going to relate. We get the idea that we can be friends, but we can't be lovers, or we can be lovers, but we can't be friends. Therefore, we decide we can marry our lovers, but not our friends. At taking the journey together, we feel the need to relate in a balanced manner. By balanced, we mean since we believe your best friend can be your best lover, taking the friendship and sharing on one side and the lover and sexual compatibility on the other side, then work towards creating thriving relationships, or what is called healthy relationships. So until that friendship is solidified, you don't start working on the other side. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, don't do that. You know, I'm trying to work on something.
I know you're trying to work on something,
Exactly,
and
so you can handle it.
and you're going to get it. So what I'm going to do now, because as you know, we have started doing things on in segments, and that way we get through what we're going to what our topic is, and we don't run over and over into future weeks the way we did in the past. So this year we have started something new, and this is working very well, and it gets us through, and you don't have to try to keep up with, okay, what did they say last week? And what did I miss the week before? You
Well,
get it all in one.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So with our topic, Black Love is Medicine, Healing the Divide, I'm going to start off by reading a short poem that gives you the gist of what it is that we are working on and talking about. Got a little poem. Here it goes. You want to hear it?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm looking at.
They told us we could not love each other, broke our homes, sold our children, turned our men into shadows, our women into stone. But still, we find each other across the noise, and something ancient awakens. We are not enemies. We are the rhythm of ancestors' drums, the echo of Sankofa. Go back, fetch what was lost. Black love is not whining. It is revolution. It is medicine. It is balance. Black man and black woman walking side by side. That's the freedom they always feared. With that, we have to.
Wow, they were read very good. I
I
love that. Remember the clubs or the lounges or the
open mic
open mics.
venues. Yes, I remember them well.
I remember the Love Jones ones from way back, and when the poetry was done, you would do the give a little snap. Black love, yeah, we're talking about black love.
Yes,
On a black owned and ran streaming channel.
yes, yeah,
Yay. Yeah. Well, we got to think about our relationships that same way and honor our relationship because
exactly.
black love is medicine.
And
for a
celebrate it. Yes.
Yes.
And the thing is, we will take vitamins. We will, take this pill and that pill for this ailment and that ailment, and we'll gripe and complain, and we'll find something to make it better. But we, at the same time, will allow our relationship to falter and get sicker and sicker and say, I don't know what to do about it. But we're going to help you. So who's that? Jack Leo?
Yes.
Thank you for watching.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Got someone else.
Okay, that's a little far for me to see.
Yeah.
Liam Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, so
let's move right in.
Yes.
Okay. Our first segment, right?
Exactly.
First segment. Opening.
Yes.
Naming the room.
Yes.
Spoken word intro. They told us that we could not love each other. Who told us? Set that precedent. Who told us?
Well, the precedent starts from the moment the first of our ancestors were dragged from the boat after they had crossed the Atlantic. And I guess you could call it a boat. Maybe it's called a ship. And I'm just using the wrong terminology. But that sailing vessel that they were held captive on for months and managed to survive. And once we were, or our ancestors, yes, that is we, because we carry that within us, that turmoil that they went through. Once we came off of the boats, we were enslaved, we were sold away, we were forced into breeding, and we were told that we didn't know how to have relationships because animals don't have relationships.
And that ironic, animals have relationships. They did a show where they showed a actual testimony where it was said that those enslavers, when they saw us on the blocks, what's the blocks? Enslaved blocks. We'll get the word in.
Yes,
auction blocks.
Auction blocks.
That they would actually say to one another, look at them. They don't even seem to care about their own kids. They don't seem to even care about their own self. You have to ask yourself, why would they think if they saw children being auctioned off, pulled away from their mom, pulled away from their dads, that they actually will make that statement.
Husbands
What would
pulled away
move
from
them to say
wives,
that?
wives pulled away from
What would
husbands.
make them say that, which started our division in this country when it came to us as being relationship connected? What would move them to say that as they watch human beings? Apparently, one thing, they didn't have the shine. They couldn't vibe. They could not feel us. They could not recognize us. They couldn't even read any facial gestures, body image. Apparently, it didn't mean anything whatsoever. There was no real resonating for them to actually say something like that. I think my theory is that they felt if I was in their position, I wouldn't be letting that go on.
Yeah.
I'd be fighting, I'd be cussing, I'd be trying to kill, I would not allow another human being go out of the way to separate me from my loved ones, period, at all, without going out a fight or going out when it comes to death. And I think that's the reason why they said it, because they didn't see us do that. What do you think?
How can you do that when you are chained? I think that
I don't think they considered the action of them
Yeah.
being changed. I think they considered it that if they were in our shoes, they would not have let that happen.
What and that's a very valid argument, but I think it goes deeper than that, because I don't think they could see themselves in our shoes.
What more deeper than that would be,
I
from their
think
standpoint of view?
I
They didn't
think
see
it
us
was
as being human beings.
I think it was
They didn't see us as being, even from an animal point of view, is incorrect.
Yeah, I think it was vindication for what they were doing, so that they could live with themselves.
Well, there's no doubt about it. In their mind, there was some way to be able to soften their consciousness. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think they have any consciousness behind it. I don't think they had no shame in the game, that matter.
Yeah.
Which is why it was there. In other words, what you're trying to say is that you think they had some kind of empathy. I don't think they had any empathy in that matter. Not for we as human beings up there on that auction block. They had empathy for themselves. Yes, empathy can be cherry picked when it comes to a person, when it comes to a place, when it comes to a culture. Empathy can be cherry picked on which one do you want to be empathetic for and to. Sometimes in a relationship, a wife might be more empathetic to the children than they are to the very husband. Sometimes a husband might be more empathetic to his mom than he is the wife. So empathy does not mean it's going to be across the board just because the human being has the ability to be able to allow empathy, the energy, empathy to flow through them. That's just not very, very true. That's not true.
Not at all.
No. Okay.
Yeah. And we have gone from enslavement to we are free. No, we're not. Freedom wasn't free, and neither were our ancestors for more than a few years. And then they enacted laws that would allow them to lock people up, lock Black people up, especially for walking down the street without a job. Didn't matter if they were going to look for a job. If they didn't have a job, they were locked up. And sometimes even if they did, they were locked up, which moved
You're talking
into
about the Jim Crow laws?
No, I was talking about Reconstruction.
Oh, Reconstruction.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it rolled into Jim Crow laws, which, broke Black families down. So there's been one thing after another, and then we ended up with the laws that would incarcerate Black men and keep them out of their homes, and the economic system forced Black women into roles of breadwinner and caretaker.
We're talking about the forced breeding. I don't know how you went past that.
No, I'd already talked about that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay,
I had
I'm
mentioned
sorry.
that earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And because I had gotten out of water.
Pretty free. I mean, pretty quickly. It was not a quick time. It did last hundreds of years, by the way. It was a very
it was
a very tearing time from that end, a very grieving time, a very wicked particular time. I can't even find all the words. You can find up some words, English teacher, that you can talk about that, even though people want us not to think about that, huh?
Well, we have to think about that.
Yeah. Give us some words.
That's part of Sankofa. It was an insensitive time. It was an insidious time.
Thank you.
It was a time period that was heavily wounding.
On a very hearts, on a very soul, on a very DNA,
on everything, and even wounding within the wombs of the females.
So you can understand the reason why I said that. You can understand that those who listen to, especially African Americans, we can understand why we have a deep disregard for one another
Mhm.
from the standpoint of where we feel, especially as black women, feel that they're not worthy as being a human being
Yes.
on earth. It didn't come necessarily, definitely not because you
Yeah.
just were born that way,
Right.
not because your neighborhood just said that.
Mhm.
Because there were some women who are black African American women who live in good neighborhoods, if you may want to call
Yeah.
that, but yet they still feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
It wasn't just because the outside environment that we still know, enslavement still in the impressions of images, enslavement still in turn marks black women as being in a very low nature and so on and so
Mhm.
forth, lack of beauty. But there is still that historical presence of memory that goes all the way back of those kind of notorious kind of actions
Yeah.
that still breathe through us, that still bleed through us. I'm going to use
Mhm.
that word,
Yeah.
and still have a conscious imprint on us. People will call it like a shadow,
Yeah.
and you may have to deal with your shadow. You may have to deal with those conscious tapes that came along with that during those particular times.
Mhm.
And we don't understand that sometimes the way we act towards one another has everything to historically what has been done to us in this particular country.
Yeah.
And has not been just forgotten, washed over as we try to do and other people try to do.
Mhm.
And yet at the same time as we're talking, we still operate where we try to connect with one another
Right.
because of our black love that we have through all
Mhm.
that. Yeah, I was coming to
Yes.
that. I was coming
Yes.
around to it. Go ahead.
Yes. And you know, and that's one of those wonderful things that we do have, and a lot of that comes from an understanding that we can connect in love, but also in pain. We can
Yes.
understand each other's pain.
Something in common.
Yeah, our ancestors passed on to us a sense of pain and survival that you cannot understand unless you have that DNA.
See, exactly. So when we see mistrust between us, it is not by accident, it is by design.
Yes.
And I think that's where that black love that keeps us together, because we still have our ancestors, we still have our spirit, we still have deep down inside that when we in turn feel that mistrust, we still have deep down inside of us our DNA, our ancestors, our spirit that says, hey, we are not designed to really hate one another.
Right.
Hey, we were not created to in turn dislike each other.
Mhm.
Hey, this is something that's really been done by design. And that's one thing that we who are listening to it, who especially people of color listen to it, you need to understand when you feel that way and you feel comfortable with one another, it is by design. You were not created to dislike yourself,
Right.
dislike your mate. You were not made. You were not in turn presented to be that way. Though there are others who say that maybe we are super predators, or we are by nature, someone said, born to be criminals. You are not that way. You have not been made that way as a being, as an entity, as a sentient spirit, if you may want to say, or just as a human being. You and your mate was made to be able to love one another and care with one another. And with that, that makes that medicine that we have, right?
Right.
It's not by accident. It's been by, as you always say all the time, a design. Let's move to our next segment.
Okay.
Her lens, the black woman's burden. This is the
Yes.
design part
Yes.
that has been working with us. Go right ahead.
Yes. And this is a point that you need to really hang on to and look at. This is a teaching point. And that point is black women are praised for their strength, but punished for their independence. Praised for strength and punished for independence. I'm letting that sink in for just a second.
Yeah. Give the example. I think that would help.
Yes. The strong black woman trope versus accusations of being too masculine in dating
Miss
culture.
Teacher,
Yes.
Teacher, I want to know, what's a trope?
It's like
What's
a
a trope?
stereotype.
Oh, it's a stereotype.
Yes.
Oh, you mean it has a partial truth with it, but we're just painting everyone to be that way.
Paint everyone to be that way. And not only that, change the colors of some of the paint that we're using so that it bends to what we're trying to
So
make
a
it
black
seem
woman
like.
sometimes has been painted as being, especially now, as being too masculine.
Masculine.
And then we have those kind of stereotypes, the mammy, the Jezebel.
Yeah.
You forgot the rest of all of them, huh?
Yeah,
One
all
of them
of
being
them.
too masculine.
And yeah,
And had
that's
a couple of more from that end. But you remember those kind of stereotypes.
yeah.
Still
And
carry on
and
today.
they're still running rampant.
Now I got the
You
ratchet,
know. Yeah. And the
my
thing
beastie.
the beastie. And the thing is, you don't want them. Every time you say beastie, it's funny to me. Uh, you try to get away from it. Most people do, because we know it's not great. But the problem that we have is so many people decide, well, if that's how I'm seen, that's how I'm going to be, and so they latch on to it with an ownership that should not be there.
Yeah, let's give an example. Modern portrayals of Black women are as oversexed in music and videos, reality TV. I always said that it's still how amazing how Black women, even the mature Black women, who in turn will see many of our videos of our rappers, okay, and those who do the hip hop, gangster, whatever style you want to say. Mostly all the time, the women are mostly butt naked. Excuse me. I'm sorry. They mostly are sexual objects.
Scantily clad.
And nothing, even the older women sisters don't say nothing about it whatsoever.
Oh.
That kind of negative image that's pushed all the time in every one of that particular genre, which is most of the genre that's being pushed right now, is something that we should not in turn continue to okay as being a total acceptance, because it's pushing that over sexualization portion of us. And isn't that something that in the first place, when it came to the battle of our Black love, was a long time ago, when they put us on the auction block and looked us, stripped us naked, and felt around us to see who was going to be the best breeder. Wow.
And who was the strongest to do this work or that work. You know, and just real briefly, as you said, that brought back to my mind the idea that, you know, that masculinity in women came from the, you know, because before our ancestors were brought here, there were certain roles that everybody played within the village that had to do with who they were and their hierarchy and things of that sort. But when the young people came off of those ships, the women had to do the same work as the men.
Didn't they not?
And if
pregnant or not.
Yes. And if they didn't do it, everybody suffered.
Exactly. So reflection time. How does it feel when your strength is seen as a threat instead of a gift? Sisters, how does that feel? Sharon, how does that feel when your strength is looked upon what?
As a threat instead of a gift. It diminishes your value.
Yes.
It continues to diminish your value. And when you know, you're stated as a female, when you're stated as being too masculine because you are handling what needs to be handled, but then you're lazy if you don't handle what needs to be handled.
Yes.
You know, you find yourself in a situation that you're saying, so
damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Exactly.
Yet we will find that as we go on with unity, taking the journey together where we deal with balance, there is a balance so that there is not anyone walking in extremes.
Yes.
The spirit of our ancestor reminds us strength without tenderness is imbalance. Here comes the balance. Our ancestors remind us strength without tenderness is imbalance. Both is needed.
Yes.
But it's got to be a balance.
Yes.
Let's go on to our next segment. Time for us to deal with what? Us
the Black man's demonization.
With us men, the Black man's demonization. Oh, I know a lot about that. Some of you who know me know a lot about how that's been happening. Some of you out there listening may feel that same way about me too. At the same time, you might have been demonizing me at the same time.
While you're being demonized too.
Exactly. But
which is a catch-22.
All of that is by, as you brought up many times,
design.
Why? Because they want us to kill ourselves. I think about that movie that was done by
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
From that end. Anyway, let's get right into that particular portion. Teaching point. Black men are criminalized. hypersexualized, and reduced to nothing but mostly stereotypes. They said, my man, Denzel Washington, which he should have won the part he played for Malcolm X. He should have won the Oscar. He won the Oscar when he played on the movie. What was that movie?
Training Day.
Training Day.
When he played a ruthless drug dealing cop.
Of all things he should have played, because there have been many black cops like that in our community who have been that worse, that bad to us in our community.
Yeah.
Wow. And they gave him an Oscar for that. I've always wanted to ask Denzel, how did you feel about that inside? How did you move to make that part? I know that's what your job is. That's what you're good at, is to almost have that spirit of that actor come and work through you. But what kind of spirit of an actor is that? The Nation of Islam would have called that kind of acting, that kind of a threat or terrorism to your own community. If you was African American, they would have called you a, guess what?
Sellout?
No, they would have called you a bully. I forgot the first word. A certain bully. I'll get it before the day is up. I just had it in my mind and it just left out of my mind. But they called it a certain kind of bully in the community, that they exist in the community to bully black folks, to in turn submit to what white folks want to do. They carry knives and carry guns and strong arm black people in the community. That's what you would call them. But anyway, I'll get the name before we get up. Okay, example. The stereotype of a black man as an absent father, despite there is a Pew Research that shows black fathers are among the most involved in their family, especially I see a lot of young black men emotionally involved. We still see stereotypes that said that we're not. Right. And because of that, we still get some black fathers who figure, give it up. That's how it is. I'm watching these dating shows I'm watching these court shows every day. And the best court shows they have, black, who are the judges, where we have fathers who in turn are saying, I'm denying this particular child of mine. And mothers on the other side crying, said, this is my child. This boy had this child. Does he really want to know that this is my child? If not, it doesn't happen. We have to go through checking to see if he's truthful about it, taking the that particular test.
Paternity test?
No, paternity test is always the ultimate one, but the other one to see if he's lying.
Oh, the lie detector.
Lie detector too. And which is sad. And then they have some mothers coming in saying, my son died, he got shot, he got killed, but I love him so much because he's saying he's got a child with this particular young girl, and I want to honor my son who died, to in turn hope his next generation of his son still goes on, or his daughter still going on. But we're fighting the court open in front of the world through stereotypes to in turn say, this is my child. And they're crying and they're doing a whole bunch of drama. I'm assuming they're getting paid too.
They do.
But that kind of stereotypes are still being pushed strongly. And all it does when it comes to relationship wise, it just continues to strengthen what?
The negativity.
No, it strengthens nothing but, what do they call now they're having? Situationships. Oh, that's all it pushes. It's just situationships. Ain't no relationships happen. By the way, I just got the name. The name was called Bully Coons. That's what they called them. Bully Coons. That's what they were. They were bully coons. Wow. So he was like a bully coon in the community when he acted that way. Okay.
Yes.
One last thing and we're going to move on. What does it mean for a man to be told he is dangerous before he speaks? What does that mean? That means in turn, he is about nothing. He's to be seen, but not heard. Malcolm X would say this: when the system fears your power, it calls you a problem. Again, if the system sees you as a problem, brother or sister, especially around now, we're talking about brothers, because they want you to shut down and not speak, it because it sees you as a problem.
Yes.
I know they think of me as much as a problem. I know they do, because I've seen how they have did at the same time. But in my relationship, I don't want this woman who I love dearly to see me as a problem, because that just continues to not let our black love be our what? A medicine.
Exactly.
It makes our black love twisted around and make it seem like we're really nothing but enemies with one another. And that just break balance.
It makes black love the poison.
Exactly. We're going to go to the last part before we move into our break. The divide in today's culture. Our divide in today's culture. Right there. What is it?
Aren't we doing? Oh, okay. It's about time for us to take a break.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. My bad. Let's go right and take a break. I was going so good. I forgot all about it. Let me go right into our break. Hold on for a second. I'm going right over here. Sharon, one of these
And
days,
so,
I'm just going to give it to you to run it. I don't need to run it anymore. Yeah, beautiful thing. I see no reason to, since you know how to do it better than me, but thank you for reminding me. Okay, reset. We'll be right back, right? Which one? Should I
yes,
use this one?
sure.
Okay, here we go.
Hey there! Are you ready to amplify your voice and embrace your passion? Tune in to Our Black Media Network, where community comes first and every story matters. We're here 24/7, delivering powerful content on everything from financial literacy to the latest in sports and mental health. We are unapologetically real, reflecting the heartbeat of our community with programs that inspire, empower, and drive change. Join us on all major media platforms to celebrate our unique voices and advocate for the change we want to see. With over 50K monthly viewers, our network is your go-to destination for authentic, engaging content. Be a part of the movement. Be a part of the change. Tune in to Our Black Media Network today and let your voice be heard.
Hello, world. We're here, serving Savannah, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Brooklyn, Houston, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and the world. The best music all the time. The greatest songs ever made, every time. Tune in to Hot 2100 Savannah and get a taste for your ears. Hot 2100 Savannah, serving Savannah and the world.
I'd be damned if it's me. I see why you mad, you ain't swaggin' like this.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
Okay, we are back. We are back. Glad to see we're back again. Let's go ahead and give a little bit like we usually do that has to do with a little bit of advertisement, not shameful advertising, but good advertising to do with us. Want to go ahead and share first one?
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know what that is. No, I got to find it. I got to find it. I got to find it. Got to find it. Got to find it. So
In the meantime, don't
Yep.
forget we're talking about Black love is medicine.
Yes, go
Yes.
ahead. Tell us
So-
what we can see.
Can you make that any bigger?
No, nope. That's
I mean, the screen.
the screen. The screen.
Yeah.
How's that? That's the biggest. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So every Thursday morning at 11 a.m., you can find us on WRUU 107.5. Join us there. We talk about healthy and thriving relationships, the same as we do here. Again, that is WRUU.org if you want to go online, and you can pick us up then and catch our repeat shows at a later time. So you can also find us on
Ooh,
Thursday evenings right here
where's that at?
on
There you go.
our Black Media, and you can
Is that
find
that
us.
one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's right up here. Yeah. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
He's doing something again, so that's what's happening.
Am I
there.
am I okay for that?
Yes, and that's
Okay,
why I say
good.
you have to
Okay,
do what
thank
you
you.
have to do, and so you can contact us on email by taking the journey together at gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at TTJ Together. On Instagram, we are taking the J together. I really like that one. I don't know why.
Yeah, well,
But I
she's
like
thinking
that
about
one.
that thing that I inhaled. Oh, excuse me. I didn't inhale. We used to call it all day the J. So, you don't
Yes.
need to use a good girl
I
all
know.
your life.
I know.
Okay. Let's move
Oh,
on.
but we didn't give the phone number because we are also
The phone number is
um,
usually floating at the bottom. I'll get it
we're
again.
also couples coaches.
Yeah.
And so if you need coaching, please email us and let us know what you want us to work with you on. And also, yes, you can email us at takingthejourneytogether@gmail.com, or you can call us at 786-763-1324. That's 786-763-1324. And at the same time, make sure that you leave us a message saying exactly what it is that you want, as far as you want coaching, and this is the reason why, this is what's going on, this is how you're feeling, or whatever, and we'll get back in touch with you.
All right. So we want you now to share as we're going into the second half of the program. Is going to be just as good as the first, but even that much more information and knowledge for you. So share with your friends, share with your family, share it even with your enemies. Or like as an old pastor used to say to me a long time ago, who marched with Martin Luther King, put it in the deep freezer. One day you may have to bring this information out. I guarantee you one day you will have to.
And one thing that I would like for people to think about is if you have children who are dating, share with them also, because you never know when they're going to all of a sudden decide, oh, I'm getting ready to get married, and the person that they're getting ready to get married to is not really on this page, and their lives are going to be really difficult. So share with them so they'll have an idea of how to find a friend first. So just one of those things.
All right, we got to move on. So
I'm waiting for you.
Divide in today's culture. Go ahead, start us off. The divide in today's culture.
The divide in today's culture. Think of this: social media amplifies the wound. Social media amplifies the wound. Divestment, communities, passport bros.
Look at she like I never heard that before.
Oh, now I know what passport bros are. Okay. Yes.
High level men.
High value men.
What's his name? Used to have a program before he passed away.
Yes.
Did the high value man. What is his name?
Oh man. Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels. Yes. He took off from no place and had millions of people following him, and many women follow him too, whether they liked him or many of them didn't like him or not. But he definitely was pushing the high value men argument. And of course, there's passport brothers. I just was talking to a particular young relative of mine who is a passport brother who just came back from one particular Caribbean place where there are a lot of passport brothers down there looking for women there right now. Sadly, that is what is dividing our particular love, black love, if you may want to say it.
Because they still have that attitude that black women are not good enough.
Yes, yes.
Because we're too masculine.
Or not feminine enough.
That's what I'm saying.
That balance there's not there.
Yes. And we're too pushy. We're too invested in our careers. Things that are really silly because
they're not silly.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you are invested in it's misunderstood. That's really what
it's not even that. It's a design to
it
in turn
definitely is.
Keep the separation and the division within our culture between black men and black women, as it did through slavery time, when they brought over many no couples, many no elders, and in turn mostly young so they can be breeded. So that has a lot to do with it at the same time, which is very, very sad. And it really hasn't changed, as we talked about before.
Exactly.
And we're not even talking about the veiled violence that went along with it, the hangings, the killing, the breeding that came along with it, and in turn feeling like we have no power against this. You said, I got changed on what can I do? So then you know what you do. You take it out on the innocent.
Yes.
Which would be yourself, your mate, or your children, or someone else that looks like you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag the pit black man and women against each other. That's what we're just talking about.
Yes.
They're pitting the black man against each other, making healing look impossible. Look like it's impossible for us to get together and in turn have really a balanced relationship. The balanced relationship was something that came up through me years and years ago when I used to have 10 writers who wrote for me. And in turn, I had 100,000 people that follow me because I believe very strongly that a balanced relationship was the answer for us as being African-American people, and that the need for us would present power couples, and at the same time it would only come through our black love that we really internally really have for one another, that we basically have lost. Really, we have lost it. Sometimes we have more love for every other culture than our own self. Really?
Yes.
Really, which is a shame.
Sometimes we have more love for our pets than we do for ourselves.
Yes, like your little doggy you did. But anyway,
I did not have more love for him than you.
I talked to him a couple of times. He was like, bro, man, I'm telling you, I know she's a good looking sister, but she don't feed me right like you do. I got to go. I felt for that dog, really, I did. But anyway, that's another conversation. Another one. Are we repeating the propaganda? Are we reading the story? Are we repeating the propaganda? Are we rewriting the story? Many of us are just repeating the propaganda in the relationship. We're not trying to rewrite the story.
And not only that, we are sensationalizing it.
Yeah.
We're building it up. You know, you go on social media and you start seeing things where couples are in scripted arguments or scripted situations that pit one against the other, and everything is a joke, everything is funny. We don't get the serious side of it. We don't get the thing of good morning, here's breakfast for you. You know, you're coming home, and instead of you bringing flowers home, you're greeted at the door with flowers, a hug, and a kiss. And it doesn't matter whether you're male or female being greeted at the door. Flowers, hug, and a kiss. It's like, I appreciate you. You know, so it's or dinner, or, you know, whatever. It can be a Snickers bar, but
exactly. Sometimes the propaganda, it could be down just to this. We are two single people in this family. And this relationship. And I'm supposed to be doing my thing. You're supposed to do my thing. And that's how we get along.
Roommates.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Storytelling moment. You want to tell it, or you want me to do it?
You tell it.
Okay. Share a real life couple who overcame these divisions. Which one of them was what?
Ozzie Davis and Ruby Dee.
Or do we know someone personal example? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I love the Ozzie Davis Ruby.
I know.
They were two so close as friends and acted so well on the movies.
Yes.
For you young folks, you have to look up Ozzie Davis and Ruby Dee. I didn't even know that they were married.
Yeah.
I just thought they were very good actors that worked very well together.
Yeah.
And therefore they had to be good friends in the movement, because they also did a lot of things in the movement, if you ask me.
They were definitely part of the civil rights movement. Also. They were married for years. I think they were married until, I think he died first.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. One of them died. They were married until death truly parted them.
Yeah.
So
that's example of a power couple in the movie industry.
And they played a married couple in almost every movie.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did. But very unique as movie couples.
Yeah.
Excuse me, as movie couples. See me saying movie couples when they actually were actual couples.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of their actual personality they just poured in, the way they acted outside of acting. Did they act much in the acting? What do you think?
I think a lot of it was natural between the two of them, because they did do things together like that, and they appreciated and recognized each other's greatness, and allowed that to happen. But I had come to my mind their characters in Do the Right Thing. They were not a married couple in that, but you still had the chemistry. She was always up in the window, and he was down on the streets with everybody else. And but you could still feel the chemistry between them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then they were just part of the community.
They were like friends that would never let the public know they really liked each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's always been that kind of resistance between couples in the Black community that you see a lot.
Mhm.
We don't really, we don't see too many hallmark moments of
Yes.
examples of stereotypes for Black people. What we
Because-
usually see is, like I said, two good friends that publicly they want to show we don't really like each other.
Yeah. But Hallmark doesn't do Black relationships.
No, not really.
Yeah.
They should. They got a couple of. They got another Black streaming channel that does Black relationships
Mhm.
in a way that's almost hallmark-like.
Hallmarkish.
And thank you. We'll have to bring that.
We'll have to check it out.
Check that. Well, the actual check it out, but at the same time, bring the URL or the website address here and let people know about it so they can start watching it and changing that stereotype so they can start seeing a new rewritten story, because that's what you start seeing. Okay, our next section is called Sankofa, which is reclaiming what was stolen. Sankofa is all about an African saying where you go back in the past, look for those things that in turn you learn from your mistakes and bring it with you to the present so it can be used in the future.
So now it's time to reclaim the sacredness of Black love.
It's time to do that. Give us an example. How do we do that? How do we reclaim that?
Couples who intentionally practice rituals. Couples who intentionally practice rituals like family meals, affirmations, spiritual prayer circles. Okay, see, I'm guilty of the family meals. Every day I make dinner, it's sit down together. When I'm home on weekends, I make breakfast, we sit down together.
Yes.
We don't eat apart.
Doesn't have to be at the kitchen table, folks. It could be on the couch watching TV too, or
on the patio, on the deck,
exactly.
And, wherever. In bed. In bed.
Yes, exactly.
But the thing of it is, that's one of those things that has come along with me from my childhood.
I like the other one too, the spiritual prayer circles.
The spiritual prayer circles.
We're going to start talking about how it's so important to have spiritual prayer circles, times where we get together and talk about our concerns and our problems. And then in turn, or basically share, like in a circle. And we'll be having a topic about that. We're talking about that and how we can wait for a certain time in the week, because we want to make the week go smooth. As I was saying before, we want to pick up every pebble and polish it off so that we can move through the week and then put it all together on the weekend, and then we can talk
when you have time to really dive into it and dissect it.
Exactly. Here's an example. Building accountability, dates, not just for romance, but spaces to ask, how are we balanced? I think that's one of the biggest things that we in turn are many times afraid to talk in a relationship. How are we doing?
Yes.
How are you doing? How do you think I'm doing?
Yes.
I think we're really afraid of doing that in our relationships. That has everything to do with the disconnect that happened as we were talking about doing slavery time. What it did to make us feel not good about ourselves, feel like we're not worthy, that we're less than even animals. So I'm not going to ask this other animal about what I'm doing as an animal,
because we're scared of
we're scared of the response. In the first place. And we can't do that. We are in turn stuck. And understand we need to start using that medicine that we have in this, that medicine of love that comes all the way from Mother Africa itself, that medicine that in turn is connected to being the first people on this earth, that medicine that comes from the real compassion that we show all different cultures in turn. We need to start making sure that we show that more to one another. And how much more do we need to do that now, right?
Exactly. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our relationship? Yeah. So we don't ask those questions.
No. Or you asking me that now?
No.
Well, if you was, I want to say it's 15. I went outside the scale.
Hey.
Okay.
Shooting to the moon, Alice to the moon.
Reflection. Reflection time. What was stolen from your family line? How can you bring it back? Wow. Now you're going outside to look at your family line. What do you think was stolen from your family? It could be example of, for me, my dad still being connected with my mom
Mhm.
because I grew up without a dad.
Yeah.
So I'm a fatherless father and a fatherless son. That was stolen from me
Yeah.
in my family, in my lineage line.
Mhm. Yeah.
What was in yours?
Men.
How was that?
My grandfather, who I never met, died when my mother was about 20.
Mm.
My grandfather, who I did know, who was my grandmother's second husband, died when I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
My father died when I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
The person who was about to be my stepfather died when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
Men were taken from my life.
Ah, talking about stolen, death stole yours.
Yeah.
Wow. That has a lot to do with how maybe that's still that hurtness that you have
yeah.
inside too.
Because
Yeah.
because for a long time I was afraid to get close to men because I didn't want to feel the hurt.
You felt like you had the mystical power of killing them.
I felt like for a long time I
Mhm.
felt like I was not worthy
Mm-hmm.
of being in their lives, and so they were taken
Mhm,
away from me,
mhm.
especially my father.
And you know what's really diabolical is that design,
Mhm.
that black love that we do have, as traditionally, especially from Mother Africa, and what we see through those women who are ever to balance the female side, they had the foundation and the balance to hold very well the emotional, intelligent side that our males and we males need in this
Mhm.
country that pretty much disrupt and crippled us
Yeah.
in that particular matter.
Yeah.
I've heard many brothers I grew up and said, man, my life on the streets, my life is being a criminal. My life is being a pimp. My life is being anything you can think about. I was saved. I was changed by that woman,
Yeah.
whether it was a mom or the wife or girlfriend in life. I've heard that so many times, it's not even funny.
Mhm.
So that part of that black love that comes from that black woman, many times has been stolen and taken away. And I could understand that if that father side of yours, which is that foundation that helps you on that side, was taken away, then you, through design, was thinking that I'll have that ability to be able to do that and pass that on.
Yeah.
And you should have been soundly on that ability. You do.
Mhm.
Look at what you do at school. Soundly,
Yeah.
they look at you being the Kool-Aid mom. So you have the ability to be with all cultures for kids at school, even with the culture class you're teaching, where they think you are like the mom for them. They treat you like that. I'm there.
Mhm.
So the ability that you have in you to be able to do it is part of who you are, part of
Yeah.
that black love that
Yeah.
black women can give. And in turn, when we get together, how
Mhm.
powerful that we can act together. Every drum beat is a reminder that the wholeness is possible. Again, every drum beat, and we all have that drum beat
Mhm.
that we have came from
Yeah.
our heart of love as a reminder of the wholeness is possible between both of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and you said a mouthful when I think about how much I counsel children
Mhm.
through their pain.
Mm.
And a lot of it is because it's the pain I recognize I have had and
Wow.
still have. So
Yeah.
it's there.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Closing.
Time for us to close this down.
Choosing each other again and again.
We always come to some kind of solutions, some great ways of bringing some healing to you, and a balanced relationship will never leave you without that. So you can move forward and expand your relationship and make it even more better than what it does. And that's what you want to do
Mhm.
in your relationship anyway, but you want to make it better than it was before.
Yes.
I know you do. So what's our recap?
Black love is not whining.
No whiners. We
Not
ain't talking about
weakness.
beta males. We ain't talking about men that call pussies. We ain't talking about any of that kind of alpha male, what I call white folks talk.
Yes.
They ain't no example of men anyway. We just found out today who somebody made example, and in turn, reaping and sowing kind of came back on them from that. So we're not talking about
It's
that.
not whining. It's not weakness.
Mhm.
It is revolution.
Revolution.
It is medicine.
Yes.
And it is balance.
Think about Malcolm X, the alpha male, if you may want to call him, the prince of Harlem, as Ozzie Davis said. Remember
Mhm.
when he preached the yearly over him.
Yeah, he spoke it as, yeah.
Exactly. So when you look at and think about Malcolm X, you don't think of him being less male, did you?
No.
But you knew that he was very loving to his wife, and you knew that in turn he knew how to in turn embrace the woman side, either of him or through his mate, and in turn bring that respect and that balance in life from that end. And there's no whining coming from him.
No.
no weakness, if you want to call whining, but it was mostly courage, and he did it all, even if he didn't feel it or scared, period, because of his integrity. All right. So spoken word.
The teaching takeaway.
What's our teaching takeaway, Sharon?
Teaching takeaway is relationships are not perfect, but they can be balanced if approached with healing intentions.
Oh, say it again.
Relationships are not perfect, but they can be balanced if approached with healing intention.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we come together and face our problems, name our problems, name the wound, and we specifically set out to heal it, it can be balanced.
Yes. That is an action of your will.
Yes.
Because that's what really love is. It's an act of your will.
Yes.
Whether you feel like it or not, this is something that you strongly believe. This is something that you in turn had made a decision to do in your good mind. And then therefore you are going to do that. And in your relationship, you in turn are looking forward to mutual agreement that your partner will be doing the same thing too. You cannot then not be able to accomplish that which until you two want to accomplish, and interconnectivity will come to pass because both of you are on the same page. And what a balance is this? What's our call to action?
We encourage you to do a weekly Sankofa check-in. And you do this with your partner or community. The question is, what are we reclaiming? What are we building? And how are we showing balance today? What are we reclaiming? That's the Sankofa principle. What are we building? And how are we showing balance today?
That's what you need to ask yourself. That's what you need to ask your mate. That's what you need to ask in your family. That's what you need to ask in your community. You may have to ask your pastors. You may have to ask your representatives all that very same thing too. Okay?
Yes.
Until next time, take that journey together and make it an adventure. And remember, you do have that medicine of love that's in you. Take care. Ashe and amen.
Like this.